When it comes to the war between the holy angels and the fallen angels, people have wrongly assumed that their battles were purely rhetorical and abstract spiritual fights. But this is a mistake. On the other side of the veil, angels not only fight with words, but they also battle with brute force using fists and weapons. Holy angels would prefer to limit their battles to arguments, but fallen angels would not allow this due to their hateful temperament. The evil angels had become so selfish and hateful that it became characteristic for them to use force against those who were in their way. Once argumentation didn't get them what they wanted, they resorted to violence to dominate their opponents and enforce the philosophy that might makes right. Overwhelmed by frustration, they balled their fists and directed their anger at fellow angels. As violence became common among the fallen angels in heaven, the holy angels decided to take action. They saw that their friends grew more power-hungry when left unchecked, endangering the order in heaven. To restore peace, the angels had to respond to violence with a resolute resolve. They extended patience to the unruly angels for a while, but there came a point when they had to defend themselves. Words alone couldn't quell the conflict. In response to the growing issue of violence, heavenly city councils convened. They established clear ethical guidelines for offense and defense based on reason and logic. Law enforcement agencies were formed to keep violence in check. Over time, they developed codes and regulations through their experiences dealing with the fallen angels. Initially, they infused grace into their policies, hoping for the redemption of their fellow angels instead of immediate banishment. However, as time passed, the holy angels realized that many of the violent angels showed no signs of change. They only grew worse. With the advent of sin altering the mindset of angels, a new field of psychology emerged to comprehend this transformation. In an effort to rescue their fellow angels from the depths of their troubled minds, a comprehensive study of fallen angels was conducted. Through careful observation in both laboratory settings and daily life, the angels sought to grasp the psychological state of the fallen. After millennia of analysis, it became apparent that those who succumbed to sin were beyond rehabilitation, their souls hardened by centuries of hatred. Once it became objectively proven to Heaven's High Council, legislation was made to keep this from happening to the rest of the angels. Holy angels became more aggressive against evil through debate, but debate wasn't enough to stop the violence. Before they taught each other the art of war. The holy angels established a warrior class and imparted the art of war, determined to bring an end to the violence that ravaged their once harmonious society. Many enlisted themselves in this endeavor, aiming to halt the spread of destruction that threatened their peaceful existence. Public awareness of the irredeemable nature of fallen angels led to a diminished tolerance for Luciferian ideologies in various heavenly towns and cities. Factions within the fallen angels clashed, vying for control over specific territories, escalating battles into a realm of organized crime and terrorism. Their unity as adversaries of Christ transformed them from the sons of God to the sons of perdition, casting a shadow of destruction across their neighborhoods, transforming sections of heaven into disheveled ghettos that mirrored their inner chaos. Explosions disrupted the tranquility of the celestial cities, sending shockwaves through the populace as fallen angels assaulted buildings and warships, throwing the once serene atmosphere into a frenzy of panic. A violent cancer had begun to spread across the once peaceful universe, city by city. Time and again, angels bore witness to their cherished neighborhoods, once brimming with joyful memories, transforming into unrecognizable landscapes. Cities fell, succumbing to a new regime under Satan's rule, while entire countries found themselves mired in tumult and disorder. The resounding echoes of praise to God that once filled the city walls were replaced by a discordant symphony of curses and frustration, echoing through the streets of Zion amidst brutal violence. Determined to rid heaven of this pervasive violence, many angelic governors sought a collaborative approach, recognizing the need to address the Luciferian philosophy and rampant aggression within their respective jurisdictions. Complicating matters was the presence of sympathetic governors who aligned with Lucifer's ideals, at times enabling the rebel forces to dominate and intimidate the holy angels in their districts. Consequently, the eradication of violence did not transpire as swiftly as desired, leading it to become ingrained in the fabric of celestial society, evolving into a form of sport and entertainment. Even the holy angels found themselves incorporating combat sports into their way of life, unable to revert to a time before physical warfare entered the scene. With the Pandora's box opened, regressing became an impossibility. Society could only move forward. The only viable path to restore harmony to heaven lay in the pursuit of a holy war.